I would put her shoes on and walk around the house, and my sisters and brothers would call me, Tonette, Tonette.
As a child, Tony Spears wore his mother's shoes and clothes to entertain his family. Little did he know this innocent act was a telltale sign of the conflict brewing inside of him.
Even behind the scene, when no one's there, I would sneak and put them on and walk around the house and act like my mom and act like my sister.
Tony was raised in a single-parent home by his mother. He never knew his dad and had no male figure to guide or protect him through his life, especially in middle school when his peers began to tease him and call him gay.
I never had a sexual relationship with a male, but it was just a thought.
But even in middle school, his thoughts pushed him down a darker path.
I would go to the adult bookstores, and I would see men actually having sex with each other in the little booths. You put your little quarters in there, and somebody opened the door. And at that time when I seen that, I was nervous. I was scared.
As Tony grew older, he continued going to church. He struggled with his desire to serve God, which was in conflict with his homosexual desires.
And the church would preach, you don't supposed to do this, you're going to hell. But it didn't mean anything, because they always say God forgives.
Tony's shame kept him from talking to anyone about his struggles. That is, until he was 17 and he met a man who was living a secret life and lured Tony into his first homosexual experience. Tony was so desperate for a male role model in his life that he continued the relationship for the next year.
We'd go out, whatnot, go to his house, go to his basement while the wife was upstairs. He was always there. We would joke, we'd laugh, but I knew that other part came with it.
When Tony went to college, he started living what was called the down low lifestyle.
Down low, brothers, mean you're behind the scene. You always got a girlfriend on the side. But behind the scene, you always got a man on the side, too.
Tony continued living this double life through his college years. By the end of college, he was fully engaged into the homosexual lifestyle. He went to a gay beach and had 4 to 5 sexual encounters with men almost every day.
And I would always say, God, just kill me, man. What you got me here for? Why am I here? I'm doing this. I know it's wrong. It was a place of torment in my mind because I knew I couldn't change.
Tony lived this lifestyle for 10 years. He continued going to Pastor Danny and Kim Daniels' church. He knew he had to change his life before it was too late.
He came to grips with the fact that this was not normal, as it was unnatural, and that to be a Christian, he could not be a homosexual.
Then, one day while in his apartment, he began to cry out to God to save him. That same night, Tony went to church on New Year's Eve and had an encounter with a loving God.
I wanted to meet that real God. I heard many stories of many homosexuals being delivered. But I'm like, Lord, if you delivered them, you can deliver me.
And just as Tony had done so many times before, he walked up to the altar to repent, asked God to forgive him, and to totally set him free.
And I said, God, here I am. Something was lifted. I was still feeling those emotions, but something was like a heaviness was gone.
Tony never returned to the homosexual lifestyle. Over the next 4 years, Tony faithfully attended church, read his Bible, and allowed God to change him. God also began to give Tony the desire to have a wife. That's when he met Felicia. After 6 months of dating, Tony told her about his past life.
And I said, I'm just going to jump out here and just say it. I used to be gay. I used to sleep with men. She said, I love you regardless.
6 months later, Tony and Felicia married.
I never thought I'd be getting married to a beautiful woman who loved God for real.
Tony is amazed at the unconditional love of God in spite of his past.
I was supposed to have been gone a long time ago. But to be here, have a new life, a new way of thinking, it still amazes me.